Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading Multi-Character Listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche never believed in the idea of soulmates, though people had said things about that. Until he'd one day been told by a fortune teller that he would meet a girl with the name of YN, and she'd be his soulmate. She described your features as well, described your first meeting, and Skirmish ignored it completely until it all happened and he knew your name. He ignored the fact so strongly, telling himself it was all lies, that it was just some coincidence. But then, slowly, he felt like he was getting pulled deeper and deeper, and slowly he had fallen in love, unable to get back up, and that's when he had given in. Perhaps soulmates weren't as alive as much as he thought, and that's when he decided he would tell you. Perhaps he didn't agree with the idea. Perhaps he didn't like the idea of soulmates altogether, but maybe it would be worth a chance. Because out of all things he didn't like in the world, he liked you though, and tolerated you more than most things. Perhaps even more than just tolerating you, but he would never say it out loud. That's when he went over to you though, and shyly held your hands. You had been friends for a while, but I never knew if you were ready for something more, if you would even want that. And as you let the words fall from his mouth, he looked up at you, looking for rejection on your face, only to find stunned silence. But slowly, your face upbloomed into a smile, and you hugged him tightly, throwing your arms around him. Well, I don't know what to say, Skara, but I'm happy. You say, grinning as you kissed him. You love me, and you came to tell me the truth. I can't believe it. All the signs pointed out to you, but I never thought that it could be you after all this time. I never thought we could even be friends, let alone more than that. But here you are. You say softly, wiping away your tears, and Scaramouche stares at you in awe. Perhaps soulmates were true after all, and perhaps love was not a lie or some fantasy, but it was something that everyone could get, no matter how rough life would be. There was something good in it, and that would be love. Perhaps you could never be much of a believer in love, but he believed in you, and you made him happy. You made him want to live, and to try, and to do so many things he never thought possible. And that's when he leaned in, giving you a kiss of his own. Well, I never thought it could be true. I always denied it. I never thought I could have a soulmate. But here you are, Ryan. You've changed me in more ways than one. And I'm grateful to you for giving me one more reason to live. You rolled up again, wrapping your arms around him tightly, burying your face into his chest, and he stroked your hair, eternally grateful for what he had with you. Xiao. Now, Xiao may not be the most person to believe in this thing, but when Charlie told him it was true, he felt weirded out and chilled to the core. He has a soulmate? He's a Yaksha. He has the entirety of Lewa to protect. And he doesn't think he could live like this. Doesn't think love is for him. It felt impossible until he saw the mark on your arms. You were real. He had a soulmate, and it was you, and you were right before him. But he didn't want to actually do anything with it yet. He tried to ignore it, to escape from it, and he would avoid you completely until you were in danger. And one day he had to save you. He had saved your life then. and you were eternally grateful for him, telling him that you just need to do a favor for him. No matter whether it was his duty or not, you wanted to do something in return. And though he was hesitant, he sighed, letting you. And that was his biggest mistake, because ever since then, he stuck to your side like glue, as if he just couldn't leave entirely. And that's when you knew he was truly stuck for good. And he found himself going over to you one day, deciding he can't keep that secret locked up with him. He needed to tell you, at the very least, you deserve to know of the mark that he'd been hiding, to know that he's your soulmate. And whatever happens next, it will be your call. Because for once, Xiao wants to try, and he's hoping a glimmer in his eyes. And when you let him into your house, he takes off a band off of his wrist, and you're staring, your breath caught in your throat. Xiao, it can't be. You're my. It's true, Yan, and I'm sorry. I hid it. I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe I could have feelings like that. I didn't believe in love, Yan. He whispered. You weren't sure if you were angry that you hid it, upset, or heartbroken. Not because of him, but for him. For him to believe that such a beautiful thing like love didn't exist. And you felt like that was what you were feeling most. And that's when you wrapped your arms around him, pulling him in for a soft kiss. I understand. It's fine. I don't blame you. You've been through a lot. But if you're willing, maybe you could give me a chance. I'll prove it to you that it's worthwhile to love and be loved. He murmurs softly, nervous. But what you don't expect is for there to be a smile on his face, a smile of relief and love. And he kisses you, sweetly and shyly, a bright blush rising to his cheeks. I would love that, more than anything. And you're relieved to hear it. Laughter bubbling out of you before you know it. And soon you're holding on to him, telling him that you love him, over and over. You'd found your soulmate, your one and only. And you were not going to let go of him anytime now. And if anything, Xiao didn't want you to let go of him, either. He'd be lucky if you kept him for as long as time went and for as long as the two of you were together.